It's time for change in basketball. A new day has come. This stuff we've been dealing with, that's old basketball. That's the old path. Here's the old path. You fall in love with the game. You get on the playground and you develop your skills on the game. And on you develop your skills in the game. And on that playground, you're free to do whatever you want to do, and it feels amazing emulating your favorite player, developing your style, and then you bring that dream into organized basketball where that dream collides with some coach's ego, and suddenly the control is imposed upon you to the extent that you find yourself sitting on a bench. On the playground, you're free to play, but in organized basketball, you're sitting on a bench and some man in a suit tells you whether or not you get to play. And if you don't play the way he wants you to play, he pulls you out of the game. Have you seen players when they make a mistake, when they do something the coach doesn't want them to do or something the coach disapproves of, how they have that look and they look over at the bench because they know their sub has already been told to get in the game? He pulls you out when you don't play the way you want him to play. The coach pulls you out when you don't play the way he wants you to play. Just compare, just think about the freedom you have on the playground versus what happens in a game in organized basketball where that man in the suit has all the power. Something needs to change in basketball. Here's the thing, that's not okay. That's not okay. What happens to players, what has been happening to players under what I now call old basketball, because there's a new way. So that stuff is old, where they have all the power and the players don't. The players have to give up their freedom and give up their power for an opportunity to play. That's old basketball. This is new basketball. Rimpage is new basketball. Here's the thing, under old basketball, who, first of all, who is that serving? Only one, no, not 1%, less than 1%. Less than 1% of players get an opportunity to live their dreams. Are you okay with that? Does that work for you? Do you know what that means? Do you know what less than 1% means? That means practically all of us. That means almost all of us who grow up with the dream of playing professional basketball will not ever get close to living that dream. Almost all of us. We're not talking about 50% where every other player makes it. We're not talking about 70% where 25% of us are not making it. Okay, 25%, maybe they've got some stuff going on. Maybe they're not good enough, or maybe they went to the wrong school or whatever. 75, but 75% are making it. Okay, I can deal with that. 80%, 80% are making it. No, we're talking about over 99% of players who dream of playing professional basketball will not get close to that dream. Are you okay with that? Well, we had to be okay with that up until now. But now there's an alternative. Now, if you're sitting on the bench, and here's the thing, you can be the best player on the team and still be sitting on the bench. Why? Because you don't stroke the coach's ego. So it has nothing to do with your ability. My brother played at AV College in Lancaster, California, Antelope Valley College. My brother played there, and the coach didn't like him because of the way he wore his socks. My other brother played at Oklahoma Baptist University, and the coach told him, listen, Ken, you're the best player on the team. But you know what Ken was doing? Sitting on the bench every game. And my brother said, well, if I'm the best on the team, why can't I get in the game? The coach severely limited his playing time for reasons we still don't know today. The coaches have too much power over your dream under old basketball. But now there's a new path to becoming a professional basketball player. Here's the new path. First, you need to get on Rimpage because you need a stage, you need structure. Here's what structure does for you. Remember that shot that Michael Jordan took in the NBA Finals when he stole the ball from Karl Malone and he came down and he hit that three-pointer and he's sort of hanging in the air. And Bob Costa says that may be the very last shot we ever see Michael Jordan take in the NBA. It was the game-winning shot. They won the finals. Remember that shot? What? Okay, it was a jump shot from the free throw line. What's the difference between that jump shot from the free throw line in the NBA Finals versus that same jump shot in the gym on a Monday morning when he's just practicing? You see, there's a huge difference. What makes the difference is the context. It's the setting in which he took that shot. This is the NBA Finals game with the time winding down, and he takes that shot and nails it and wins it. If he's just at the park taking that same shot, the exact same shot, it doesn't mean as much. That's what the stage gives you. That's what Rimpage is. It's a stage. The stage gives you the context, the structure. The stage is where that stuff matters. Otherwise, there's no difference between playing basketball at the park or playing basketball doing the same moves, same shots in an NBA Finals game. So you need a stage because that's what makes your performance matter. So stage for the new path to becoming a professional player is get on Rimpage. Bring your talent to Rimpage. Here you have a shot at getting paid to play. Old basketball, less than 1% of us gets a shot. It just makes sense. Like, what are you doing in old basketball? What are you doing? You're sitting on that bench, you're showing up for practice, you're giving up your power, you're doing everything the coach tells you to do. And what chance do you really have of moving forward, moving closer to your dream? Not much. If less than 1% is making it, you you don't have a shot. Old basketball, less than 1% makes it. New path, get on Rimpage. Step one. Step two, you need to develop your talent. You need to have skill that is worthy of an audience. You need to be able to do something amazing on the court, and you can. There are 4 levels of mastery in basketball. You can get better if you practice the right way. You can develop skill that is worthy of an audience. That's step number two. Now that you have that skill, your biggest problem is exposure. You need to play on a stage where you can get noticed. Again, Rimpage. That's where Rimpage comes in. Rimpage's job is to get you noticed, to build a fan base for you. Once you have a large fan base, you can monetize that fan base, and that's how you're getting paid. And that, by definition, makes you a pro athlete. So you see the opportunity that we have now. This is new basketball. This is a new destination. We can take basketball to a new place where 100% of players all over the world now have an opportunity to become a pro. Old basketball, it's time to get rid of that. But the only way we get rid of it is one player at a time standing up and saying, listen, I don't have to put up with this. Walk out of practice. Walk off, walk out of that game. Get up off the bench and walk out. Pick up your phone, go to Rimpage, sign up, become a Rimpage athlete. Bring your talent to Rimpage. Follow those 4 steps and you will become a pro athlete. We don't have to put up with this anymore. There's a new way. It's time for change in basketball. You can make that change happen. Let's take this game back. Take it back. Take our game back. Take it back to the playground where we had the freedom, and take it back from the suits and give it to the players where we have the power.